Over the last few years, Nike has imploded. They are worth over $100 billion less than they were in 2021. It got so bad, people called for their CEO to be fired, so he had to step down. Is sports losing popularity? No, Adidas has done pretty well over that time despite ending their partnership with Yeezy. But good news, Nike landed one of the rare generational potentially billion-dollar athletes. Michael Jordan, Tiger Woods, LeBron, and now Caitlin Clark. In April of this year, Caitlin signed an 8-year deal with Nike for up to $28 million. A super cheap contract they'll make a killing off of with a signature shoe. But despite winning unanimous WNBA Rookie of the Year, they've got no plans for a Caitlin Clark shoe. Why not? Well, the official reason from Nike is an obvious lie. What are they hiding? Well, Caitlin originally signed an NIL deal with Nike when she blew up in college. She was so popular. Caitlin was the most recognized college player in the country by far, twice as much as second place Angel Reese. 4 times more than the most popular men's player. That's never happened. So when she turned pro, several shoe companies were after her. Under Armour said she'd be the face of Curry brand, Adidas, and Nike. She stayed with Nike because of how they marketed her in college, and everyone waited on news of that signature shoe. But no update. Then, A'ja Wilson, who just won another MVP, announced her shoe, and a strange detail about Caitlin came out. A'ja Wilson just announced her signature shoe with Nike is on the way after beginning the process in 2023. Wilson's shoe is expected to be released spring of 2025. Under this 2-year time frame, Clark's shoe could hit stores sometime in 2026-27. What? 2027? Why? The process is a delicate craft that requires input from Clark and the Nike team, not to mention manufacturing millions of pairs and the marketing campaign. I am sorry, but if that is Nike's reason, they are lying. In 2003, LeBron James was also being recruited by shoe companies. Reebok, Adidas, and Nike were obsessed with landing him, and at the forefront of their pitch was a signature shoe. Nike even started working on the shoe before he signed. They didn't want news to leak about it, so they used a code name for internal use. The Air Zoom Nobel. LeBron backwards. Okay, that was pretty obvious, so they actually went with Air Zoom Generation. We were designing and developing a shoe for LeBron without his knowledge while he was in high school. We intended to completely blow him out of his mind, and it worked so well that LeBron signed with Nike and was wearing the LeBron ones for his debut NBA game. So you're telling me Nike has gotten so bad at making shoes over the years, it goes from a 3-month timeline to 3 years? No, something else is going on here. Girl is out here breaking records while wearing Kobe's and doesn't even have a Nike commercial right now? Well, Ethan Strauss is a plugged-in, well-respected writer, and he said over on his Substack, based on conversations with people in the know, it indeed has something to do with WNBA MVP and Nike athlete A'ja Wilson. Really? What would that be? Well, when Caitlin signed her $28 million deal with Nike, there was a lot of backlash on social media. In fact, a major newspaper even had a headline, Caitlin Clark is reportedly getting her own shoe. Here's why people are angry. And in the article they say, while Caitlin getting her own shoe is an exciting moment for women's basketball, reporting on the deal has resulted in some backlash on social media. The problem some fans have with the deal is that the only WNBA players with a signature shoe are white. Some argue that the Las Vegas Aces' A'ja Wilson should have gotten her own shoe before Clark, who hadn't even played a WNBA game yet. Oh, okay, it's not that Caitlin isn't good at basketball, it's that it's not fair. And it's racist. Okay, why would Nike care about what's fair and not about what makes money? The perfect comparison Ethan actually makes in his article about this, Allen Iverson and Tim Duncan. Duncan, obviously the better player, but AI dominated shoe sales. And no one said it wasn't fair, we got it. In fact, Nike tried Tim Duncan shoes twice and canceled them for bad sales. And you know who didn't care about this? Tim Duncan. But if A'ja Wilson was like Duncan, things might be different for Caitlin Clark. but they're not. Asia loves being marketed by Nike, which she should. I mean, most people would like to be on billboards and in commercials, plus you make more money. But she also might be on the whole "it's racist" thing. Just look at what she said to her teammate Kelsey Plum while watching another white player, Paige Beckers.
Us as black women, Paige reminds me a lot of you. Like, you say you're not really about me. And she knows how her privilege has gotten her to that point. And also, like, she's good at basketball, obviously. Like, she understands her privilege. It's like what pushes her over the top, in a sense. It reminds me a lot of you. And I mean, that's a compliment.
I love how Kelsey Plum is like, thank you. Her privilege is what's gotten her to the top. Oh, and obviously she's good at basketball too. No, which one is it? And if Asia is a top female Nike athlete, they do not want to piss her off. Imagine all of the backlash around the WNBA when Caitlyn got into the league. Nike has to keep all these people happy by suppressing their biggest potential billion-dollar female athlete. Even the coach of Team USA got into the Caitlin Clark hate. The WNBA tweeted before the first preseason game of the year and put Caitlin up front in the tweet. But the Lynx and USA coach responded, also in action tonight, teams other than Caitlin Clark, etc., etc. Hashtag the W is more than one player. People responded, pretty disappointing to see a WNBA and Olympic coach use that hashtag. I thought you were all about lifting others up and being a positive voice in women's basketball. Seriously, a grown woman getting upset about a 22-year-old before her first preseason game? And no surprise, Caitlin was left off the Team USA roster. The reasoning was, she didn't earn it yet. Oh, it's not jealousy, it's a basketball decision. Then Caitlin proceeds to be first team all WNBA as a rookie. Led all rookies in points, field goals made, assists, steals, and minutes. Led all players in assists and three-pointers made. She was fourth in MVP voting. Her games got an average over 1 million viewers on TV, while the average game is 300K. A ticket for her first playoff game costs more than every other WNBA playoff game combined. And get this, the Washington Mystics recently hosted Caitlin's team, the Indiana Fever. They had to move to the Wizards Arena to accommodate all the fans and set a WNBA record for attendance. So yeah, she is that good, despite all the hype. So eventually, Team USA came out and said, yeah, it was a mistake leaving her off the roster. But what about Nike? Refusing to give Caitlin Clark her own shoe because they're afraid of all the hate they're gonna get on social media? Pretty obvious why the CEO had to step down. But the NBA season is about to tip off and things are looking really, really bad for LeBron James and the LA Lakers. Something is about to happen at the beginning of the season. We can already see it on paper that is gonna lay the foundation for a nightmare year.